They found the Bible under my mattress on a Thursday. I remember because Thursday was my father's day for Friday sermon preparation, the day he became less human and more monster. The day the supreme leader's daughter was supposed to be perfect, untouchable, pure. Instead, they dragged me by my hair across those Persian rugs that cost more than most Iranians earn in a lifetime, my knees burning against silk that suddenly felt like sandpaper. KOFR. My father's voice didn't sound like a voice anymore. It sounded like thunder trapped inside a tomb. Blasphemy. The worst word in our language. Worse than murder. Worse than anything. But let me take you back. Because you need to understand the golden cage before you can understand why I was willing to die to escape it. My name, well, my name doesn't matter anymore. The girl I was died the day Jesus found me. But back then, I was royalty. Not the kind with crowns, the kind with power. Real, suffocating, blood-soaked power. My father was one of the highest-ranking clerics in Iran's Supreme Leadership Council. When he spoke, ministers trembled. When he walked into a room, grown men kissed his hand like he was God himself. Our compound in North Tehran was a fortress disguised as paradise. Marble fountains that sang day and night. Gardens where pomegranate trees grew so thick you could hide between them, and I did, many times, trying to disappear. My bedroom was larger than most apartments, with floor-to-ceiling windows that overlooked the Alborz Mountains. I had everything. Servants who anticipated my needs before I spoke them. Closets full of designer clothes I'd wear once and forget. Food imported from Dubai, Paris, Istanbul. But have you ever felt rich and empty at the same time? Like you're wearing jewelry made of chains? I was 17 when the hollowness became unbearable. Every morning, I'd wake to the azan, the call to prayer blasting from loudspeakers that made the windows vibrate. My mother would already be up, wrapped in her black chador, face pale and tired, moving through our mansion like a ghost haunting her own life. She never smiled. I don't think she remembered how. "Fasten your hijab properly," she'd whisper, her fingers cold as she adjusted the fabric around my face. "Your father is watching." He was always watching. Breakfast was silent. My father at the head of the table, reading intelligence briefings while eating sangak bread and feta cheese. My two younger brothers, already being groomed for power, mimicking his every gesture. And me, invisible unless I made a mistake. Then I became very visible. The rules were endless. Don't laugh too loud. Don't look men in the eye. Don't question. Don't think. Don't breathe without permission. I was being prepared for my destiny, marriage to another powerful cleric's son. A political alliance. A transaction. I was 17 years old, and my life was already over before it began. But the worst part, the part that was killing me slowly, like poison and honey, I felt nothing when I prayed. 5 times a day, I'd perform wudu, the ritual washing, my hands freezing under the water. I'd lay my forehead on the prayer mat, reciting surahs in Arabic I'd memorized but barely understood, and silence. Cold, crushing silence. The heavens felt like concrete. Allah felt like a concept, not a person. A judge in the sky keeping a ledger of my sins, waiting to condemn me. I remember one night, after Isha prayer, I stayed on the mat longer than usual. The house was quiet except for the fountain outside my window. I whispered, Are you there? Do you see me? Do you care? Nothing. Just the sound of water and my own desperate breathing. Please, I begged into the darkness. I'm drowning. I need you to be real. Still nothing. That's when something inside me cracked. A tiny fissure in the foundation of everything I'd been taught. A dangerous thought crept in like smoke under a door. What if everything I've been told is a lie? 3 weeks later, I found it. I wasn't supposed to be in my father's study. It was forbidden, his sanctuary where he prepared fatwas and met with intelligence officers. But I dropped my earring near his door that morning, and when everyone was at Friday prayers, I'd faked illness, I snuck in to find it. That's when I saw the bookshelf behind his desk. Books in Farsi, Arabic, English. Thick theological texts. And there, confiscated and hidden, wrapped in black cloth like something shameful. A Bible. My heart stopped. Actually stopped. I looked at the door. Looked back at the book. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely unwrap it. It was in Farsi, probably seized from underground Christians my father had helped arrest. I should have left it there. I should have run. Instead, I opened it. The pages smelled old, like secrets and sacrifice. I flipped randomly, and my eyes landed on words that felt like they reached through the page and grabbed my throat. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I slammed it shut. Too dangerous. Too terrifying. But those words, they followed me. Haunted me. Hunted me. Come to me. Someone was inviting me. Not commanding. Not judging. Inviting. I went back the next day. And the next. Stealing minutes with that forbidden book, hiding it under my abaya, smuggling it to my room in pieces of paper where I'd copied verses by hand. I was committing treason. Against my family. Against my country. Against everything. But I couldn't stop. Because for the first time in my life, I felt like someone was answering when I called into the void. My father's eyes were not the eyes of a holy man. They were black ice, the kind that looks solid until you step on it and fall through into freezing water. I'd seen him use those eyes to destroy people. Dissidents who disappeared after meeting with him. Women accused of corruption who were dragged to Evan prison. He'd come home, wash his hands in our golden sink, and eat dinner like he hadn't just signed someone's death warrant with his silence. But I'd never seen him turn those eyes on me. Not like this. It was a Tuesday afternoon, exactly 43 days after I'd found the Bible. I had grown careless, drunk on the words I was reading, addicted to the feeling of something real touching the dead places inside me. I'd started keeping pages tucked under my mattress, wrapped in an old scarf. I thought I was smart. I thought I was safe. I was a fool. I came back from my Quran study session, the irony burns even now, and found my bedroom door open. Never a good sign. My mother stood in the corner, her face gray as ash, hands trembling against her chatter. She wouldn't look at me. That's when I knew. My father sat on my bed. My bed. In his hands were the pages. The verses. The copied scriptures in my own handwriting. John 3 verse 16. Romans 8 verse 38. Psalm 23. All of them spread across my white sheets like evidence at a crime scene. "Baba," I started, but my voice cracked. Silence. He didn't yell. He never yelled. His voice was quiet, controlled, and that made it more terrifying than any scream. "Come here." My legs moved without permission. I stood before him, and he held up one page. My handwriting shook on the paper. "Read it," he commanded. "Baba, I can explain." "Read it." My throat closed. I whispered, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son." Slap. His hand across my face was so fast I didn't see it coming. The world tilted. I tasted copper, blood from my split lip mixing with shock and terror. "You dare?" His voice was poison now, dripping with something worse than anger. Disgust. "You dare bring this filth into my house? The house of a servant of Allah? You stupid, worthless girl." Each word was a stone. I felt them breaking my ribs. My mother sobbed quietly in the corner. "Javad, please. Get out," he roared at her, and she fled like a wounded animal. The door closed. Now it was just him and me, and the pages scattered between us like accusations. He stood slowly, and I watched him grow taller, darker, blocking out the light from the window. When he spoke again, his voice was calm. Too calm. "Do you know what we do to apostates, daughter?" I knew. Everyone in Iran knew. Death. Public execution. Or worse, disappearance into prisons where women went in whole and came out broken, if they came out at all. It was just curiosity, I lied, hating how small my voice sounded. I wanted to understand the enemy. "Don't." He grabbed my chin, forcing me to look at him. His fingers dug into my jaw. "Don't insult me with lies. I've interrogated hundreds of traitors. I know what corruption looks like. I can see it in your eyes. You've been reading this, believing this." Tears burned down my cheeks, but I couldn't look away. "Where is the book?" he asked softly. "Where is the source?" If I told him, he'd know I'd been in his study. If I didn't tell him, he'd tear apart my entire room, find more evidence, make it worse. "Answer me, or I will have your mother questioned instead." My blood turned to ice water. "No. She doesn't know anything." I found pages, on the street, near the university. Another slap. Harder this time. I fell to my knees on the marble floor, the cold shocking against my palms. "You were always the weak one," he said, standing over me like a judge over a condemned prisoner. "Too soft. Too emotional. Too much like your pathetic mother. I should have married you off years ago, but I thought you could be useful. I thought you had intelligence. Instead, you betray your family, your faith, your nation for, what? A dead Jew on a cross?" The contempt in his voice was worse than the hits. He crouched down, his face inches from mine. I could smell the rosewater he used in his beard, mixed with something darker. Hatred. "Listen very carefully," he whispered. "You have brought shame on this house. On my name. If anyone discovers this, if any rumor spreads that the Supreme Leader's advisor has a daughter who reads Christian propaganda, do you understand what happens? Not just to you. To all of us. To your brother's futures. To your mother. Guilt crashed over me like a wave. I hadn't thought. I hadn't considered. I'm sorry, I gasped. I'm so sorry, Baba, please. Sorry means nothing. He stood, brushing invisible dirt from his robes as if touching me had contaminated him. But you will have a chance to prove your loyalty. To erase this sin. Hope and dread twisted in my stomach. How? He walked to my window, hands clasped behind his back, looking out at the mountains. When he spoke, his voice was businesslike, casual, as if he was discussing dinner plans. Mahmoud al-Shirazi's son, Hamid, needs a wife. He's 43, a respected Revolutionary Guard commander. Widowed. 2 children. He's asked for you specifically. The room tilted again. Hamid al-Shirazi. I'd met him once. Dead eyes. Rough hands. Rumors of what he did to protesters. Women protesters. The wedding will be in 6 weeks, my father continued, still not looking at me. You will be the perfect, obedient bride. You will bear his children. You will never speak of this incident again. And perhaps, through service to a righteous man, Allah will forgive your treachery. Baba, no, I crawled toward him, desperate, grabbing the hem of his robe. Please, not him, please, I'll do anything else. He kicked his robe from my grasp like I was a dog begging for scraps. The alternative, he said, finally turning to face me, and his eyes were completely empty now, completely cold, is that I report you to the authorities myself. Religious corruption. Apostasy. I will testify against you personally. You'll be made an example of. The Supreme Leader's circle does not tolerate betrayal, even from within. Especially from within. The floor disappeared beneath me. He was giving me a choice, marry a monster or die a traitor's death. And if you try to run, he added, moving toward the door, I will find you. There is nowhere in this country you can hide from me. Nowhere in this world my reach doesn't extend. He paused at the door, and for just a moment, one flickering second, I thought I saw something almost human cross his face. Regret? Sadness? But it vanished so fast I might have imagined it. You have until sunset to decide. Burn those papers. Forget that dead prophet. Become who you were meant to be. Or, he shrugged. Well, the choice is yours. The door closed with a soft click that sounded like a coffin sealing shut. I collapsed on the cold marble floor, surrounded by pages of scripture, my face throbbing, my future crumbling, and for the first time since I was a child, I screamed. A silent scream into my hands because even my agony had to be quiet in this house. Through my window, I could hear the afternoon azan beginning. The call to prayer echoing across Tehran. But I wasn't praying to Allah anymore. I was praying to the one whose words had gotten me into this nightmare. Jesus, I whispered into the floor, my tears soaking into the marble. If you're real, if you really see me, I need you now. Because I'm about to die. One way or another, I'm about to die. I gathered the pages with shaking hands, carried them to my bathroom. My father would check, he'd send servants to verify I destroyed the evidence. I turned on the sink, watching water pool in the basin. One by one, I dropped the pages in, watching the ink bleed, watching the words dissolve, watching my only hope disappear down the drain. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened. But how could I come to him when I was locked in a cage made of power and fear? 6 weeks. I had 6 weeks before I became the property of a man whose hands had blood on them. 6 weeks before my life ended. Unless something impossible happened. Unless someone impossible intervened. The next 18 days were a slow drowning. Have you ever felt your soul dying while your body keeps moving? That's what it was like. I smiled when I was supposed to smile. I nodded when wedding plans were discussed. I stood still while strange women measured me for a wedding dress that felt more like a burial shroud. But inside, I was screaming so loud I couldn't understand how no one else could hear it. My mother tried to comfort me once. Just once. She came to my room 3 nights after the announcement, carrying tea that had gone cold before she found the courage to knock. We sat on my bed, the same bed where my father had destroyed my world, and she held my hand with fingers that felt like bird bones. It won't be so bad, she whispered, not looking at me. You'll learn to accommodate. To survive. I did. I stared at her. Really looked at her. The gray in her hair at only 42. The permanent downward curve of her mouth. The way she flinched at sudden sounds. The emptiness in her eyes that I'd mistaken for peace my whole life. I said slowly, are you happy? She pulled her hand away like I'd burned her. Happiness is not the point. Obedience is the point. Duty is the point. But are you happy? She stood abruptly, tea sloshing onto the tray. Don't ask such foolish questions. Happiness is for children and idiots. You're about to be a wife. You need to grow up. She left. I never asked her again. But that conversation haunted me because I realized something horrifying. I was looking at my future. That hollow woman was who I would become. 25 years of accommodating and surviving until there was nothing left of me but a ghost in expensive clothes, shuffling through a mansion that was really a tomb. I tried to pray to Allah. I really did. I'd wake for Far, the pre-dawn prayer, while the house was still dark and silent. I'd perform wudu with water so cold it hurt, hoping the pain would wake up something inside me. I'd prostrate on my prayer mat, forehead pressed to the ground, reciting the prayers I'd known since childhood. Allahu Akbar. Guide me on the straight path. But the words felt like dust in my mouth. Empty syllables floating up to a ceiling that might as well have been made of stone. No warmth. No presence. No answer. I tried harder. I fasted, even though Ramadan was months away. Maybe hunger would make Allah listen. My stomach cramped and growled, but heaven stayed silent. I read the Quran for hours, running my fingers over Arabic verses, searching for something. Some promise. Some hope. Some escape route. But all I found were rules. Obedience. Submission. Threats of hellfire for those who disobeyed. Nothing that felt like love. Nothing that felt like the words I'd read in those forbidden pages. Come to me, all who are weary. Where are you? I sobbed one night during Tahajjud, the midnight prayer. I was alone in the dark, face wet with tears and snot, too desperate to care about dignity. Allah, I've served you my whole life. I've obeyed every rule. I've covered myself, lowered my gaze, memorized your book. Why won't you answer me? Why won't you help me? The darkness swallowed my words. The silence was absolute. And that's when the most terrifying thought entered my mind. What if he can't hear me because he isn't there? I slapped myself hard, punishing myself for the blasphemy. But the thought wouldn't leave. It grew roots, spread like cracks in a dam. What if everything I'd been taught was a system of control, not truth? What if all these rules existed to keep people, especially women, trapped and powerless? What if the God I'd been praying to was just a reflection of men like my father? Distant, harsh, keeping records of sins but offering no grace. The wedding preparations continued like a parade of horrors. Hamid al-Shirazi came to dinner exactly once before the wedding. My father required it, some pretense of propriety. I was allowed to sit at the table, fully covered, eyes down, silent unless spoken to. Hamid was exactly as I remembered. Thick beard going gray. Heavy set. Rough hands that looked like they could break bones, and probably had. He spoke to my father about politics, about crushing dissent in the provinces, about dealing with protesters. He laughed when he described using tear gas on university students. My father laughed with him. I sat there, invisible, realizing I was being sold to a man who found violence amusing. Only once did Hamid speak to me directly. "You're quiet," he said, his eyes crawling over me even though I was covered from head to toe. Good. My first wife talked too much. Gave me headaches. You won't give me headaches, will you? It wasn't a question. It was a threat wrapped in casual words. No, sir, I whispered, because that's what was expected. He smiled. His teeth were yellow. We'll make many sons together, inshallah. Strong sons for the revolution. I felt vomit rising in my throat but swallowed it down. After he left, my father actually looked pleased. You did well tonight. Keep being obedient like that, and your mistake will be forgotten. Forgotten. As if my hunger for truth was a stain that could be washed out with submission. That night, I broke. I locked my bedroom door, turned off all the lights, and sat in the darkness. The wedding was now 24 days away. 24 days until I belonged to Hamid al-Shirazi. 24 days until my life became a slow death. I thought about ending it faster. My bathroom had a razor. My window was high enough. I'm not proud of those thoughts, but if you're watching this and you've ever been that desperate, you know. You know how seductive that escape starts to look when all other doors are locked. I sat with those thoughts for a long time. But then, in the darkness, I remembered something. A verse I'd copied before I destroyed the pages. I'd memorized it without meaning to, and now it came back like a whisper in the void. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Are you? I asked out loud, not even knowing who I was talking to anymore. Allah who wouldn't answer. Jesus from the forbidden book. Anyone? Are you close? Because I'm broken. I'm crushed. I'm shattered into so many pieces I don't even know who I am anymore. I waited in the dark. And this time, for the first time in weeks, I felt something. Not a voice. Not a vision. Just a feeling. Like a warm hand on my shoulder. Like someone sitting in the darkness with me. Not fixing anything. Not explaining anything. Just present. There. Jesus? I whispered his name like a secret, like contraband, like the most dangerous word in my vocabulary. Is that you? The warmth remained. Gentle. Patient. Nothing like the harsh, demanding presence I'd always imagined Allah to be. I started talking. Whispering into the dark like a madwoman, pouring out everything. The fear. The rage. The despair. The horrible thoughts about the razor and the window. The crushing loneliness. The feeling of being merchandise, property, a womb to be used for revolutionary babies. I told him about my father's cold eyes. My mother's broken spirit. Hamid's yellow teeth and rough hands. The wedding dress that felt like a noose. The future that looked like a grave. And through it all, that presence stayed. Warm. Constant. Unlike anything I'd ever felt in 17 years of Islamic prayer. I don't understand, I sobbed. Why do I feel you now? You're supposed to be the enemy. You're supposed to be a lie. But Allah, who I've served my whole life, feels like nothing. Empty. Gone. Why? No audible answer came. But the warmth intensified, and words filled my mind, not from my own thoughts, but from somewhere deeper, somewhere other. You've been searching for me your whole life. You just didn't know my name. I gasped. The words felt true in a way nothing had ever felt true before. Like a key turning in a lock I didn't know existed. But I'm going to die, I whispered. Either at my father's hand or in Hamid's house. How can you help me? How can anything change? The presence didn't answer. But that warmth remained, and somehow, impossibly, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Hope. Tiny. Fragile. Barely alive. But there. I fell asleep on my floor that night, curled up like a child, with that mysterious warmth surrounding me like a blanket I couldn't see. I didn't know it then, but that was the night everything began to change. Because the God I couldn't hear was about to become the Jesus I couldn't deny. And he was about to show up in a way that would shatter every cage my father had built. The dream came 3 nights later, and it changed everything. But before I tell you about the dream, I need to tell you about Nazreen. Nazreen was my father's housekeeper's daughter, 22 years old, quiet as a shadow, with eyes that held secrets. She'd been working in our compound for 2 years, cleaning rooms, serving tea, invisible in the way servants are always invisible to powerful people. I'd barely noticed her before. Why would I? She was just part of the furniture. But the morning after I'd felt that mysterious warmth in my room, Nazreen did something that should have been impossible. She slipped a note under my breakfast plate. My heart stopped. Notes were dangerous. Communication was monitored. I glanced around. My mother was staring at her tea, my father was reading his tablet, my brothers were arguing about football. No one had noticed. I palmed the tiny folded paper, kept eating like nothing had happened, then excused myself to the bathroom. My hands shook as I unfolded it. In Farsi, in cramped handwriting, "I know what you're searching for. Burn this. Meet me in the pomegranate garden at 2 p.m. Come alone. Trust Jesus. Trust Jesus." Those 2 words on paper, in my father's house, could get us both killed. I burned the note immediately, watching it curl and blacken in the sink. But those words were already burned into my mind. How did she know? How could she possibly know? At 2 p.m., while the house slept through the afternoon heat, I slipped into the garden. The pomegranate trees were heavy with fruit, their branches creating shadows and hiding places. I found Nazreen sitting on the ground behind the oldest tree, partially hidden from the house windows. She looked terrified, but also luminous, like she was carrying light inside her. "You shouldn't have written that," I hissed, crouching beside her. "If anyone finds it." "I prayed for 3 days before I wrote it," she interrupted quietly. "Jesus told me to reach you. That you were drowning. That you needed help." The world tilted. "Jesus told you?" She nodded, and then she did the most dangerous thing imaginable. She pulled a small book from inside her manteau, her long coat. A Bible. Not even hidden properly. Just there. "Are you insane?" I looked around wildly. "If my father sees..." "Your father is at the council meeting until Maghrib," she said calmly. "We have time." "Not much. But enough." I stared at her. "You're a Christian. For 3 years now. In this house. Under my father's nose?" A small smile touched her lips. "The best place to hide is sometimes in plain sight. Your father looks through me like I'm furniture. He'd never imagine the housekeeper's daughter has a Bible in her pocket while she serves his tea." The audacity of it was breathtaking. Insane. Terrifying. "Why are you telling me this? Why risk?" "Because 2 weeks ago, I had a dream." Her voice dropped to barely a whisper. "I saw you standing in a room filled with fire, but you weren't burning. And Jesus was standing next to you, his hand on your shoulder, and he said to me, 'Help her find me. She's almost home.'" My skin erupted in goosebumps despite the afternoon heat. I felt something. 3 nights ago. In my room. Like someone was there with me. He was. She said it with such certainty, such confidence. "He's been chasing you your whole life. He's been waiting for you to turn around and see him." Tears blurred my vision. But I destroyed the pages. My father found them, and I had to. "I know." She pressed the Bible into my hands. "That's why I brought you this. It's yours now. I can't. If he finds it again, then hide it better." Her eyes were fierce now. "Listen to me. You have 17 days until that wedding. 17 days before they lock you in another cage. But Jesus didn't bring you this far to abandon you now. He has a plan." "What plan?" "How can there be a plan when my father controls everything?" "Your father controls nothing." She gripped my hands around the Bible. "He thinks he does. All tyrants think they do. But there's a kingdom your Father can't touch. A king he can't overrule. And that king sees you, knows you, loves you. The word love broke something inside me. When was the last time anyone had used that word about me? Not duty, not honor, not obligation. Love. How do I? I couldn't even finish the question. How do I reach him? How do I know him? How do I escape? Nazreen opened the Bible, flipping to a page she'd marked. Start here. John chapter 8. Read about the woman caught in adultery. About how the religious leaders wanted to stone her, but Jesus, she smiled. Just read it. You'll see. She stood to leave, brushing dirt from her manto. Wait, I grabbed her sleeve. Are there others? Other Christians in Iran? Thousands, she whispered. Underground. Hidden. Meeting in homes, basements, gardens. Risking everything because once you meet Jesus, you can't go back to living without him. She paused. There's a house church that meets not far from here. If you ever need refuge, tell me where. She hesitated, weighing the risk. Then she gave me an address, made me repeat it 3 times until I had it memorized. Thursday nights. 9 p.m. Knock 3 times, then twice. Say, I'm looking for the light. The light, I repeated. She touched my cheek, a gesture so tender it reminded me of what a mother's love should feel like. He's going to save you. I don't know how yet. But he didn't bring you into the fire just to let you burn. Then she was gone, slipping back toward the house like a ghost. I sat there, holding a Bible in my father's garden, and I should have been terrified. I should have buried it immediately. But instead, I opened it to the page Nazreen had marked. Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. I read about the woman, caught in sin, dragged before the religious leaders, about to be executed. About how Jesus bent down and wrote in the dirt, and one by one, her accusers walked away. About how Jesus, the only one who had the right to condemn her, said instead, "Neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." I read it 3 times. 4 times. 5. My father condemned me. Hamid would condemn me. The whole system I'd grown up in was built on condemnation, rules and shame and punishment for breaking the rules. But this Jesus? He defended the guilty woman. Protected her. Released her. Neither do I condemn you. I clutched the Bible to my chest and wept in the garden, pomegranates hanging overhead like blood-red promises, and for the first time, I understood what I'd been searching for. Not rules. Not rituals. Not a distant judge keeping score. Love. Fierce, protective, liberating love. That night, after everyone slept, I read by flashlight under my blankets like a child with contraband. I devoured John's Gospel, the whole thing. Jesus turning water into wine. Jesus healing the sick. Jesus touching lepers that everyone else avoided. Jesus welcoming children. Jesus weeping at his friend's grave. Jesus angry at religious leaders who burdened people with rules but offered no grace. Jesus saying, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Jesus claiming to be God himself, in flesh, come to rescue us. Every page felt like medicine for a wound I didn't know I had. Every story felt like it was written specifically for me. The woman at the well, rejected by society, married too many times, hiding her shame, and Jesus offering her living water. The paralyzed man whose friends tore through a roof to get him to Jesus, and Jesus healing him. The bleeding woman who touched Jesus' robe and was healed after 12 years of suffering. "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." Daughter. Jesus called her daughter. Not property. Not sinner. Not worthless woman. Daughter. I read until my eyes burned. Until the call to far began echoing across Tehran. Until the sky started turning gray with dawn. And I realized something that both terrified and thrilled me. I didn't believe in Allah anymore. I believed in Jesus. Not because someone forced me. Not because it was tradition or culture or family legacy. But because these words, this person, felt more real than anything I'd ever known. The next 2 weeks were double lives lived in the same skin. By day, the obedient daughter. Smiling at wedding preparations. Accepting gifts from Hamid's family. Letting seamstresses adjust my white dress. Playing the role. By night, the secret believer. Reading by flashlight. Copying verses onto tiny papers I could hide in my bra, my shoes, the hem of my skirt. Memorizing prayers. Learning about a God who called himself Father and actually meant it with warmth, not coldness. I found ways to see Nazreen alone 3 more times. She taught me how to pray, not ritual words, but conversation. Talking to Jesus like he was right there in the room. Because, she insisted, he was. It's not about performance, she explained during one stolen afternoon. It's about relationship. He wants your heart, not your perfection. But I'm such a mess, I whispered. So broken and confused, and that's exactly who he came for. She smiled. The messed up. The broken. The rejected. Read Matthew 9 verse 12. It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I was sick. Soul sick. Life sick. Dying on the inside sick. And I was starting to believe that maybe, just maybe, this Jesus could heal me. But time was running out. 7 days until the wedding. 6 days. 5. I still had no escape plan. No way out. Just a Bible hidden in my ceiling panel and a growing certainty that I could not, would not, marry Hamid al-Shirazi. I'd rather die. And I might have to. On the night when only 4 days remained, I did something that would have gotten me killed if anyone had seen. I knelt beside my bed, not facing Mecca, not performing wudu, not reciting memorized prayers. I just talked. Jesus, I whispered into the darkness, Nazreen says you have a plan. That you see me. That you love me. I want to believe that. I'm choosing to believe that. But I need you to show up. Really show up. Because in 4 days, my father is going to hand me over to a monster, and I don't know how to stop it. Tears dripped onto my clasped hands. If you're real, if you're really who those pages say you are, then please. Save me. I don't care how. I don't care what it costs. Just don't let me disappear into that man's house. Don't let me become my mother. Please. The room was silent, but that warmth returned. Stronger this time, wrapping around me like invisible arms. And then I fell asleep kneeling there. And I had the dream. I was standing in a room I'd never seen before, but somehow I knew it was a prison cell. The walls were concrete, gray, cold, stained with things I didn't want to identify. There was no furniture, no window, just a single bare bulb hanging from the ceiling, swinging slightly, casting shadows that moved like living things. And I was alone, wearing my wedding dress, but it was dirty now, torn at the hem, no longer white but gray with dust and despair. I could hear screaming somewhere beyond the walls. Women screaming, men shouting, doors slamming. The sounds of Evin Prison, Tehran's most notorious dungeon, where political prisoners and moral criminals disappeared. My father had sent me here. I knew it without being told. This was the alternative he'd promised. This was what happened when daughters didn't obey. I pressed my hands against the walls, searching for a door, but there wasn't one. The walls were solid, sealed. I was buried alive in concrete and despair. Help! I screamed, pounding the walls until my fists bled. Somebody help me. But the only answer was more screaming from other cells. Other women. Other daughters who dared to want freedom. I collapsed onto the floor, cold, so cold it burned, and I felt it happening. The dying. Not physical death, but something worse. The slow erasure of hope. Of self. Of anything that made me human. I could feel myself becoming hollow. Empty. A shell. Jesus, I sobbed, his name the only word I had left. Jesus, where are you? You said you'd save me. You said. The light bulb exploded. Glass rained down, but it didn't cut me. The cell plunged into absolute darkness, the kind of dark that feels solid, suffocating, alive. And then, light. Not from above. Not from the broken bulb. From inside the cell. A light that had no source, no origin point. It just was. Golden and warm and growing brighter, filling every corner, driving back the darkness like dawn breaking after an endless night. I looked up, and he was there. Jesus. Standing in a sealed cell that had no door. Present in a place that should have been impossible for him to enter. But there he was. And listen to me carefully, I need you to understand this. I'm not speaking metaphorically. I'm not describing a feeling or a sense of peace or some psychological comfort. I mean, he was there. Physical. Real. More real than anything I'd ever seen in my waking life. He was taller than I expected. Middle Eastern features, olive skin, dark hair, a beard, exactly what a first-century Jewish man would look like. But his eyes, oh God, his eyes. They were brown and gold and full of something I'd never seen in any human face before. Love. Pure, undiluted, unconditional love. Not the conditional love that required my performance. Not the transactional love that came with rules and expectations. but love that saw every broken piece of me and cherished them. Love that knew my worst thoughts and loved me more, not less. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't move. I was still on my knees in my filthy wedding dress, and he was standing before me in robes that glowed white, not the white of fabric, but the white of light itself, like concentrated purity. "Stand up," he said. His voice. I can't describe it properly. It was gentle but powerful. Like thunder wrapped in velvet. Like a father welcoming his child home. Like the first words spoken at creation. It vibrated through my chest, through my bones, through every atom of my being. I tried to stand, but my legs wouldn't work. I was shaking too hard, not from fear, but from the sheer overwhelming presence of him. The holiness. I'd spent 17 years praying to a distant deity I couldn't feel. Now I was in the presence of God himself, and the weight of it, the glory of it, was crushing and beautiful at the same time. "I can't," I whispered. I'm not worthy. I'm dirty. I'm broken. I've doubted you. He knelt down. The creator of the universe knelt down in the dirt of my prison cell and reached for my hands. When his fingers touched mine, I felt electricity. Warmth. Life. Like I'd been dead my whole life and his touch was resurrection. He lifted me to my feet, I weighed nothing to him, and suddenly I was standing, face to face with God, and I should have been destroyed by the holiness, but instead, I felt safe. "You are worthy because I say you are worthy," he said, and his eyes held mine. "Not because of what you've done, but because of what I've done. Do you understand?" I shook my head. Tears streaming. "No. I don't understand any of this. Why are you here? How are you? I've always been here." His voice was patient, tender. "Every prayer you whispered into the void, I heard them. Every night you cried alone, I collected those tears. Every time you felt abandoned, I was sitting beside you, waiting for you to see me. But Allah is not my name." His grip on my hands tightened gently. "You've been calling the wrong name, beloved. Reaching for a distant judge when I've been right here, Emmanuel. God with you. Not above you. Not far from you. With you." The word beloved shattered something inside me. No one had ever called me that. No one had ever looked at me the way he was looking at me, like I was precious. Like I mattered. Like I was worth dying for. "I'm scared," I sobbed. The wedding. My father. Hamid. I don't know how to escape. I don't know what to. I know. He released one of my hands and touched my face, his palm warm against my cheek, his thumb brushing away tears. "I know every detail of your prison. I know every threat your father has made. I know what Hamid plans to do to you. I know it all." "Then why," my voice broke. "Why haven't you stopped it? Why am I still trapped?" "Because the greatest miracles happen in impossible situations." His eyes held the sadness of someone who knows suffering intimately. "I didn't bring you to the fire, but I will bring you through it. And when I do, when everyone sees what I'm about to do, they will know that I am Lord. Not your father. Not the supreme leader. Not the system that's tried to crush you. Me. He gestured around the cell, and suddenly I saw it differently. The walls weren't solid anymore, they were translucent, and I could see through them. Beyond the prison was light. Vast, endless, beautiful light. These walls? Jesus said quietly. They're only real if you believe they are. Your Father's power? It's only absolute if you agree that it is. But I am about to show you, and through you, show Iran, that there is a power greater than tyrants. A love stronger than fear. A truth that all the prisons in the world can't contain. What do you want me to do? I asked, desperate to understand. He smiled then. The first smile. And it was like sunrise. Trust me. Even when it looks like I'm not there. Even when the fire gets hot. Even when everyone tells you I've abandoned you. Trust me. But the wedding will not happen the way they planned. His voice became firm, authoritative. I am going to interrupt it. I am going to show up in a way no one can deny. But you must be brave, daughter. You must stand firm. You must speak my name out loud when the moment comes, no matter the cost. Fear and hope warred in my chest. They'll kill me. They'll try. His eyes were fierce now, protective. But I didn't rescue you from spiritual death to let you die physically. I have plans for you. A future. A purpose. You're going to testify to what you've seen. You're going to tell thousands, millions, about me. You're going to be a light in the darkness. I'm nobody, I protested. I'm just a girl. A powerless, trapped. You're mine. He said it with such authority that the cell walls trembled. You are a daughter of the Most High God. You are chosen, called, beloved. And I am about to prove to you, and to everyone watching, that when I call someone mine, all of hell can't snatch them from my hand. He pulled me into an embrace then. I pressed my face against his chest, and I could hear his heartbeat, steady, strong, eternal. His arms around me felt like safety, like home, like everything I'd been searching for my entire life. I smelled something I couldn't identify, like incense but sweeter. Like rain on desert sand. Like life itself had a fragrance. I love you, he whispered into my hair. I've loved you since before the foundation of the world. I've been waiting for you. Pursuing you. Drawing you to myself. And now that you've said yes to me, nothing can separate you from my love. Not your father. Not Hamid. Not death itself. I was sobbing so hard I couldn't speak. Could only hold him. Could only receive this love that was drowning me in the best way possible. When you wake up, he said softly, you'll remember this. All of it. And on the day of the wedding, when they bring you to Hamid's house, when it seems like all hope is lost, I want you to remember this moment. Remember that I am with you. Remember that I have already won. And when I give you this signal, speak my name. Declare who I am. No matter what. What signal? I asked, pulling back to look at him. He smiled again. You'll know. I promise. You'll know. The light began to grow brighter, so bright I had to close my eyes. "Don't be afraid," his voice echoed, already sounding farther away. "I am the resurrection and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am your Savior, your defender, your victory. Trust me, beloved. Trust me." The light became everything. And then I jerked awake. I was in my bedroom, on my knees beside my bed where I'd fallen asleep praying. The call to far was echoing across Tehran. Dawn was breaking. My face was wet with tears. My hands were trembling. But I felt different. Changed. Like something fundamental had shifted in my soul. I looked around my room, the same furniture, the same windows, the same golden cage. But I wasn't the same girl anymore. I'd met Jesus. Not in theology. Not in pages. In person. Face to face. Hand to hand. Heart to heart. And he'd promised to save me. I pulled the Bible from its hiding place in the ceiling panel and opened it randomly. My eyes fell on Isaiah 43. "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, the flames will not set you ablaze." My hands shook. Those words. That promise. After what I'd just experienced. I had 3 days until the wedding. 3 days until the impossible. 3 days until Jesus would either prove himself or I would die trying to believe him. I got dressed. Went down to breakfast. My family was already there, my father reading his tablet, my mother silent, my brothers arguing. But I sat down with a secret burning in my chest. I'd met the King of Kings. And he'd told me to trust him. So that's exactly what I was going to do. The wedding day arrived like an execution date. I woke before dawn on that Friday morning, the Muslim holy day, chosen deliberately by my father for its auspicious nature. The irony was suffocating. A day meant for prayer was going to be the day I was handed over to a monster. But I wasn't the same terrified girl I'd been 3 weeks ago. I'd spent the past 3 days in constant prayer. Not the ritualistic prayers of Islam, those felt like dust in my mouth now. But real conversation with Jesus. Sometimes out loud when I was alone. Mostly in whispers under my breath. In the shower. In the garden. While pretending to read wedding magazines. "I'm scared," I'd told him 100 times. "But I trust you. Show me your glory. Do what you promised." And every time I prayed, that warmth returned. That presence. Not as overwhelming as the dream, I couldn't see him with my physical eyes, but I felt him. Like a hand on my shoulder. Like someone walking beside me through the valley of the shadow of death. The house was chaos that morning. Servants running everywhere. Flower arrangements arriving. My mother fluttering around my room like a nervous bird, her hands shaking as she helped me dress. The wedding gown was exquisite. White silk. Hand embroidered. Worth more than most Iranian families earned in 5 years. It fit perfectly, the seamstresses had done their job well. It felt like a burial shroud. "You look beautiful," my mother whispered, adjusting my veil. Her eyes were red. She'd been crying, but she'd never admit it. Never acknowledge that she was dressing her daughter for sacrifice. I said quietly, catching her hands. What if I ran? Right now. What if we both ran? She jerked back like I'd slapped her. Don't say such things. Don't even think them. But what if? There is no what if. Her voice was sharp, desperate. There's only survival. Only obedience. That's all women like us have. Women like us? I stared at her. Or women who've forgotten they're human? She turned away, but not before I saw the flash of pain cross her face. Get ready. The cars arrive in an hour. She left. I stood alone in front of the mirror, looking at a bride who felt more like a prisoner. The veil covered everything but my eyes. Even my hands were gloved. Modesty taken to its extreme. I was being gift-wrapped for a man who'd already told me he'd break me improperly. I closed my eyes and prayed one more time. Jesus, if you're going to do something, please do it soon. Because I can't get in that car. I can't go through with this. I need you. I need the miracle you promised. The warmth flooded me again, stronger than before. And I heard, not with my ears, but in my spirit, a single word. Soon. I took a breath. Then another. My heart was hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. The convoy arrived exactly on time. 4 black Mercedes SUVs with tinted windows. Security. My father didn't travel without security anymore. Too many threats from reformists and Western sympathizers. I was escorted down the stairs like a prisoner being transferred. My father waited at the bottom, wearing his finest robes, his turban perfectly arranged. He looked at me with something almost like satisfaction. You've made the right choice, he said. Not a compliment. Just a statement of fact. I'd obeyed. That's all that mattered. I said nothing. My brothers were already in one vehicle. My mother got in another. I was placed in the third with my father, 2 female relatives serving as chaperones, and a security guard in the front seat. As we drove through Tehran toward Hamid's family compound in the north, I watched the city pass by. Women in hijabs walking to market. Men at tea houses. Children playing soccer in dusty lots. Normal life happening while mine was ending. I prayed silently the entire drive. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. A mantra. A lifeline. The only thing keeping me from screaming. We arrived at the Al-Shirazi compound after 40 minutes. It was massive, even bigger than my father's house. High walls topped with security cameras. Guards at the gate. This wasn't just wealth. This was power enforced by violence. The wedding was being held in their courtyard, a space that could hold 300 people. And they'd invited every important person in Tehran's religious and political hierarchy. Clerics. Revolutionary Guard commanders. Government ministers. This wasn't just a wedding. It was a political statement. A consolidation of power. I was led to a private room to wait. Tradition demanded the bride stay hidden until the ceremony. 2 older women stayed with me, adjusting my dress, making sure I looked perfect. Through the window, I could see guests arriving. Men in religious robes. Women in black chatters. Everyone who was anyone in the Islamic Republic. And in the center of the courtyard, on a raised platform, I could see him. Hamid al-Shirazi. Wearing white robes. Beard freshly trimmed. Smiling and shaking hands like this was the happiest day of his life. Maybe it was. He was getting a young bride, a political alliance, and the supreme leader's favor all in one transaction. I felt bile rise in my throat. "It's time," one of the older women said. "They're ready for you." No. No, no, no. I wasn't ready. This was happening too fast. Where was Jesus? Where was the miracle? "I need a moment," I said, my voice shaking. "Please. Just one moment alone." They exchanged glances. "The mullah is waiting." "One moment." I said it with more force. "I need to pray." That word worked magic in this environment. They nodded, backed out, closed the door. I was alone. I fell to my knees, difficult in the massive dress, and pressed my forehead to the floor. Jesus. I wasn't whispering anymore. I didn't care who heard. "Where are you? You promised. You said you'd show up. You said." The door burst open. My father stood there, and his face was thunder. "What are you doing?" he hissed, glancing behind him to make sure no one saw. "Get up. They're waiting." "I can't do this." The words came out before I could stop them. "Baba, please, I can't marry him." He crossed the room in 3 strides and grabbed my arm, yanking me to my feet. "You will do this. We've been over this. You will walk out there, you will say the vows, and you will be grateful I'm not having you arrested for your previous indiscretions." I met him. I don't know why I said it. It was suicide. But the words poured out like water from a broken dam. I met Jesus. He's real, Baba. He's more real than anything I've ever known, and he slap harder than before. Hard enough that I tasted blood. Hard enough that my veil shifted. "You will never speak that name in my presence again." His voice was cold death. "I don't know what delusions you've been entertaining, but they end now. You will walk out there. You will marry Hamid. And this insanity stops today." He dragged me toward the door. And that's when I heard it. Not with my ears. In my spirit. Clear as a bell. Jesus' voice. "Now. Speak my name now." Something inside me snapped. Or maybe it finally came together. Maybe for the first time in my life, I became whole instead of broken. I planted my feet. Stopped moving. No. My father turned, shocked. "What did you say?" No louder now. Stronger. "I won't marry him. I won't deny Jesus. I won't live this lie anymore." His face turned purple with rage. "You foolish girl, do you have any idea what you're?" "I know exactly what I'm doing." Tears were streaming down my face, but my voice was steady. "I'm choosing Jesus. I'm choosing truth. I'm choosing freedom, even if it kills me. He raised his hand to hit me again, and the room filled with light. Not natural light. The same golden, impossible light from my dream. It poured through the windows, through the walls, through the ceiling like the building was made of glass. Bright enough that my father stumbled backward, shielding his eyes. What is? He couldn't finish the sentence. The light concentrated, became almost solid, and I felt him. Jesus was here. Not visible, not to physical eyes, but present in a way that was undeniable. The air vibrated with power, with holiness, with authority that made every other power in the room look like a candle next to the sun. My father fell to his knees. Not in worship. In terror. What is this? He was shouting now, but his voice sounded small. What sorcery? Not sorcery. My voice came out strong, amplified somehow, like Jesus was speaking through me. This is the power of the living God. The one you've denied. The one you've persecuted. The one who is here right now, defending his daughter. The door burst open. Hamid stood there with 2 guards, drawn by the commotion. And they froze. The light was visible to everyone now, flooding out of the room into the hallway. I could hear gasps, screams, confusion spreading through the compound. She's possessed. Hamid shouted, but he didn't dare enter the room. Call the mullah. She needs. I don't need an exorcism. I stepped forward, and the light moved with me, around me, through me. I need you all to hear the truth. Jesus Christ is Lord. He is the Son of God. He is the Savior. And He has saved me, not just from this marriage, but from death itself. Silence her. My father was screaming now, scrambling to his feet. Someone stop her. But no one moved. The guards looked terrified. Hamid had backed into the hallway. And the light kept growing brighter. I walked toward the door. People scattered before me like I was on fire, and maybe I was. Burning with holy fire that couldn't be quenched. I stepped into the courtyard. 300 guests turned to stare. The mullah stood on the platform, mouth open, frozen in shock. And I stood there, this bride in white, surrounded by impossible light, and I opened my mouth. Hear me. My voice carried across the courtyard, supernaturally loud. I am the daughter of Javad Khosravi, and I declare before all of you, Jesus Christ is Lord. He appeared to me. He saved me. He is appearing to people all across Iran, in dreams, in visions, in truth. And no amount of persecution can stop him. Chaos erupted. People screaming. Some running. Some falling to their knees. Phones coming out, people filming, photographing. This was going to spread. Go viral. Exactly what my father feared most. My father lunged at me from behind. You've destroyed us. Destroyed. He grabbed the Bible I'd tucked inside my dress, Nazrine's Bible, the one I'd hidden in the folds of silk. He ripped it out, held it up. This is the source of her corruption. He shouted to the crowd. This poison. Watch as I destroy it. Watch as Allah shows His power. He pulled out a lighter. clicked it, held the flame to the Bible's pages. And nothing happened. The flame touched the paper. We all saw it. But the pages didn't burn. He tried again. Held the lighter longer. Applied flame directly to the book. The Bible didn't even scorch. Someone in the crowd gasped. "It's a miracle." "No." My father's voice was desperate now. It's treated with chemicals. It's a trick." But people were pulling out their phones, recording, murmuring, questioning. One of the older clerics stepped forward, a man I'd known my whole life. He took the Bible from my father's shaking hands, applied his own lighter to it. Nothing. He looked at me with something like wonder and fear. "What are you?" "I'm just a girl." Tears were flowing freely now. Just a broken girl who met a God who loves her. Who loves all of you. Who's calling you out of religion into relationship. Out of fear into love. Out of darkness into his marvelous light. The light around me pulsed, and I heard Jesus whisper, "Now go. Run. I've made a way." I looked around. In the chaos, in the confusion, no one was blocking the gate anymore. The guards were distracted, filming the Bible that wouldn't burn. The guests were arguing, shouting, some praying, some cursing. Nazreen appeared at the edge of the crowd. Our eyes met. She nodded once. The escape route. I ran. Still in my wedding dress, still surrounded by fading light, I ran for the gate. Someone shouted behind me, "Stop her!" But I was already through. Out onto the street. And there, impossibly, miraculously, was a car with the engine running. The driver was a young man I'd never seen before, but he looked at me and said, "I'm a friend of Nazreen. Get in. Now." I dove into the back seat. He floored it. Behind us, I could hear shouting. Chaos. But we were moving, speeding through Tehran's streets, and I was free. "Where are we going?" I gasped, peeling off the veil, gulping air. "To the Believers. Underground church. You'll be safe there until we can get you out of the country." Out of the country. A concept I hadn't even dared imagine. I looked back through the rear window. My father's compound was disappearing. My old life was disappearing. And I was alive. Jesus had done exactly what he promised. He'd shown up. He'd performed a miracle that no one could deny. He'd made a way of escape when there was no way. I pressed my hands to my face and wept, not from sadness this time, but from overwhelming, impossible, beautiful relief. "Thank you," I whispered. "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you." And I felt his presence wrap around me one more time, warm and sure. "Well done, my daughter. Well done." The safe house was a small apartment in South Tehran, the complete opposite of the compound I'd grown up in. No marble floors. No fountains. No servants. Just 3 small rooms above a fabric shop, with cracked walls and a single bathroom that barely worked. 10 of us crammed inside, underground Christians who'd risked everything to hide me. It was the most beautiful place I'd ever been. "You need to change," Nazreen said the moment we arrived, holding out simple clothes, jeans, a loose tunic, a plain hijab. Your wedding dress is basically a tracking beacon. Everyone in Tehran will be looking for the runaway bride. My hands shook as I changed. The reality was starting to hit me. What I'd done. What I'd lost. What was coming. My family, I started, is in complete chaos right now. The young man who'd driven me, his name was Arash, was monitoring his phone. Multiple phones, actually, all showing different social media feeds. The video is already viral. Someone posted it on Telegram, then Instagram, Twitter. It's spreading faster than the government can delete it. Video? My stomach clenched. He turned his phone to show me. There I was, standing in the courtyard in my wedding dress, surrounded by light that shouldn't exist, declaring Jesus as Lord. The quality was shaky. Someone had filmed on their phone, but the light was undeniable. Impossible to fake. Impossible to explain away. And then the footage of my father trying to burn the Bible. The flame touching the pages. The pages not burning. Over and over. From multiple angles. Dozens of witnesses had filmed it. The comments were exploding. In Farsi, in English, in Arabic. This is real. Government propaganda will say it's fake, but I know someone who was there. Jesus is appearing to people in Iran. My cousin had a dream last month. This girl is either the bravest person alive or completely insane. The Bible didn't burn. Explain that, mullahs. But there were other comments too. Darker ones. She should be executed for apostasy. Find her. Make an example. Traitor to Islam. Traitor to Iran. I handed the phone back, feeling sick. They're going to kill me, I whispered. They're going to try. Nazreen gripped my shoulders. But Jesus didn't bring you through the fire just to let you burn now. We have a plan. Over the next hour, they explained it. The underground network of Iranian Christians, thousands of them, scattered across the country, meeting in secret, supporting each other. They had contacts, resources, escape routes that had helped dozens of believers flee to Turkey, then Europe, then freedom. But you need to stay hidden for at least a week, Arash said. Maybe 2. Let the initial fury die down. Let your father's people search the obvious places. Then we move you. My father won't stop looking. I knew him too well. This isn't just about me anymore. This is about his reputation. His position. I've humiliated him in front of everyone who matters. Which is exactly why he's vulnerable right now. An older man named Reza spoke up. He was a former government official who'd converted 5 years ago. Your father's enemies in the regime will use this against him. They'll question his judgment, his control. He'll be too busy defending himself politically to mount an effective search. That's our window. A woman named Layla, maybe 40, with kind eyes and scarred hands, brought me tea. Real tea, not the expensive imported stuff from my father's kitchen, but simple black tea in a chipped cup. It tasted like freedom. What you did today, she said softly, sitting beside me, was the bravest thing I've ever witnessed. You spoke truth to power. You let Jesus shine through you. Do you know how many people are going to come to faith because of what you did? Or how many are going to die because of it? Guilt was crushing my chest. My mother, my brothers, they'll be punished for my choices. No, Nazreen cut me off firmly. They'll be punished for your father's choices. For participating in a system built on fear and control. You didn't create that system. You just refused to be destroyed by it. But the guilt wouldn't leave. I kept seeing my mother's face. Scared. Broken. Would my father hurt her? Blame her for my corruption? That first night, I barely slept. Every sound made me jump. Every car on the street could be security forces. Every knock on a neighbor's door could be them coming for me. I prayed constantly. Jesus, keep them safe. Please. Don't let my freedom cost their lives. And his presence stayed with me. That warmth. That assurance. Like he was sitting in the dark room with me, keeping watch. The next morning, the news broke officially. Arash showed me his phone again. State media had released a statement. Javad Khosravi's daughter has suffered a mental breakdown due to Western psychological warfare and Zionist propaganda. She is currently receiving treatment. The videos circulating online have been digitally manipulated. Anyone sharing this content will be prosecuted for spreading false information. I almost laughed. Mental breakdown. Of course. That was easier to explain than a miracle. But the comments under the official statement told a different story. I was there. I saw the light. No digital manipulation. My brother is a Revolutionary Guard. He confirmed the Bible didn't burn. They can't control this. Truth is spreading. The government is panicking, Reza said, reading over my shoulder. They're deleting posts, blocking accounts, but it's too late. The cat's out of the bag. People are asking questions. Searching for Bibles. Some are even going to underground churches. How many? I asked. He smiled. We've had 17 new contacts in the past 18 hours. 17 people across Tehran asking how to meet Jesus. Because of you. 17 souls. 17 people stepping out of darkness into light. But the cost kept mounting. On day 3, we got word that my father had been reassigned from his position in the Supreme Council. A polite way of saying he'd been demoted, humiliated, sidelined. His political enemies had indeed used my escape against him. I should have felt vindicated. Instead, I felt sick. He'll blame me even more now, I whispered. He blamed you before, Nazreen said gently. This just made his corruption visible. You didn't do this to him. He did it to himself. On day 5, the worst news came. Hamid al-Shirazi had filed a lawsuit against my family, demanding compensation for the breach of contract. My father, in response, had publicly disowned me. A formal statement, published in state newspapers. The woman formerly known as my daughter is dead to this family. We do not acknowledge her existence. She has brought shame upon our name, and we pray Allah guides her back to truth or grants her the punishment she deserves. Layla found me crying in the bathroom after reading that. He declared me dead, I sobbed. His own daughter. Dead. She held me while I shook. You were dead before. Dead in spirit. In soul. Jesus made you alive. Your father just made official what was already true. You don't belong to that family anymore. You belong to God's family now. But it hurt. Oh God, it hurt. Even knowing he was wrong. Even knowing I'd made the right choice. The rejection cut deeper than any physical wound. On day 7, we had to move. There's been chatter, Arash said urgently, packing bags. Intelligence forces asking questions in this neighborhood. Someone might have talked. We need to relocate. Now. We moved in the middle of the night. 3 cars, taking different routes, ending up at another safe house, this one even smaller, in East Tehran. And this became the pattern. Move every week. Sometimes every few days. New faces. New rooms. New dangers. But also new stories. In each safe house, I met believers who'd risked everything for Jesus. A former Basij militia member who'd encountered Christ in a dream and deserted his post. A university professor who'd lost her job for refusing to teach that Christianity was a Western corruption. A doctor who ran a secret clinic treating persecuted Christians. Each one had paid a price. Each one had counted the cost and decided Jesus was worth it. Why? I asked the doctor one night, a man named Baruz who'd been beaten 3 times by authorities. Why not just practice your faith quietly? Why risk so much? He smiled, his broken tooth visible. Because Jesus didn't die quietly. He didn't resurrect in secret. He's light, sister. And light doesn't hide. It shines. Even if shining gets you killed. 6 weeks after my escape, the plan finally came together. We have a route, Reza announced. Through Kurdistan. Into Turkey. Then probably Greece or Germany. There's a refugee network that will help you from there. Refugee. I was going to be a refugee. The Supreme Leader's advisor's daughter, begging for asylum in the West. The irony was bitter and beautiful at the same time. When? I asked. 3 days. We need final documentation. Forged papers. A guide who knows the mountain routes. 3 days. 72 hours until I left Iran forever. Left my language, my culture, my homeland. But I wasn't leaving Jesus. He was coming with me. The night before we were supposed to leave, Nazreen came to say goodbye. I'm not going with you, she said, and I saw tears in her eyes for the first time. My work is here. My family. My mission field. You could die here, I protested. After helping me, if they find out, then I die serving Jesus. She smiled through tears. There are worse ways to go. And there are thousands still in darkness here who need to hear about him. Someone has to stay. Someone has to keep shining. We held each other and cried. This woman who'd risked everything to give me a Bible. Who'd introduced me to the underground church. Who'd helped orchestrate my escape. I'll tell your story, I promised. Everywhere I go. I'll make sure people know what's happening in Iran. how Jesus is moving, how believers are suffering and standing firm. That's your calling now. She pulled back, gripping my shoulders. You're a voice for the voiceless, a witness to the world. God didn't save you just for yourself. He saved you to save others. The weight of that settled on me. Purpose, calling, destiny. I wasn't just a runaway bride anymore. I was a testimony. The next night, dressed in hiking clothes, with forged papers in my pocket and a small backpack on my shoulders, I got into a truck with 2 other refugees, a young couple fleeing persecution. The last thing I saw as we drove out of Tehran was the city lights fading in the distance. Somewhere in those lights was my mother, my brothers, the compound I'd grown up in, the life I'd lost. But ahead, beyond the mountains, beyond the borders, beyond the danger, was freedom. And Jesus was already there, waiting to show me what came next. The journey through the mountains almost killed me. We hiked for 3 nights through Kurdish territory, steep trails, freezing temperatures, the constant fear of border patrols. My legs burned. My lungs screamed. I'd never done anything physical in my privileged life, and my body was paying the price. But every time I wanted to quit, I felt His presence. Jesus walking beside me in the dark, strengthening me, reminding me, I didn't bring you this far to let you fall now. On the 3rd night, we crossed into Turkey. I fell to my knees on Turkish soil and kissed the ground, weeping. Free. I was actually free. But freedom, I was about to learn, doesn't mean easy. The refugee camp in Turkey was chaos. Thousands of people fleeing war, persecution, poverty, all crammed into tents, waiting for asylum applications to process, waiting for countries to accept them, waiting for hope. I spent 4 months there. 4 months of uncertainty, of cold nights and questionable food, of interviews with immigration officials who looked at me with suspicion. You're claiming religious persecution? One official asked, skeptical. You're from a wealthy family. Your father was powerful. Why should we believe you? I showed him the videos. Still circulating online, still being shared, still going viral months later. The light. The Bible that wouldn't burn. My declaration. His expression changed. That's you? The girl from Iran? Word spread through the camp. The miracle girl is here. People started coming to my tent. Muslims who'd had dreams about Jesus and didn't understand what it meant. Refugees who'd lost faith in any God. Broken people searching for answers. And I shared my story, my encounter, the reality of Jesus. Do you know what happened? People started accepting Him. Right there in that refugee camp. Iranians, Syrians, Afghans, people from every corner of the Middle East, meeting Jesus through my testimony. A makeshift church formed. 30 people at first. Then 50. Then over 100, gathering in a large tent donated by a Christian aid organization, worshiping in multiple languages, unified by one name. Jesus was doing exactly what He promised. Using my story to reach others. Turning my pain into someone else's salvation. After 4 months, my asylum application was approved. Germany accepted me. They'd seen the videos, verified my story, recognized the danger I'd face if I returned to Iran. Germany was culture shock multiplied by 1,000. Cold weather, strange language, food I didn't recognize. A society that valued individualism over family, freedom over tradition, questioning over blind obedience. I was placed with a host family, Christian Germans who'd sponsored refugees before. They were patient, kind. They helped me learn German, navigate the bureaucracy, adjust to this strange new world. And they connected me with other Iranian believers who'd fled before me. There's a network of us now. Ex-Muslims who encountered Jesus. Some through dreams, like me. Others through Bibles smuggled into Iran. Others through satellite Christian television broadcasts that the government tries to block but can't stop. We meet every week. Share our stories. Pray for Iran. Pray for our families still trapped there. Mourn what we've lost. Celebrate what we've gained. I haven't spoken to my mother in 2 years. I don't even know if she's alive. If my father punished her for my escape. If my brothers hate me. If they think about me at all, or if I'm truly dead to them. That pain hasn't gone away. Some nights I still cry for what I lost. The mother I'll probably never see again. The brothers who were taught to despise what I've become. The culture and language and homeland I can never return to. But here's what I've learned: Jesus doesn't waste pain. He redeems it, transforms it, uses it. 6 months ago, I started a YouTube channel, sharing my testimony, speaking in Farsi to Iranians still trapped, telling them about Jesus, showing them that the light they saw in those viral videos was real. The channel has grown faster than I ever imagined. 50,000 subscribers now. Comments pouring in from all over Iran. I had the same dream. Jesus appeared to me too. My grandmother is 70 and just accepted Christ because of your story. I'm scared, but I want to know this Jesus. How do I start? Every comment is a miracle. Every conversion is a victory. Every person who encounters Jesus because of my story makes everything I suffered worth it. The Iranian government has issued a warrant for my arrest. If I ever return, I'll be executed for apostasy. My face is on watch lists. My father has publicly called for my death. But I'm not afraid anymore. Because I've seen what happens when you trust Jesus completely. When you let Him fight your battles. When you step into the fire and discover He's standing there with you. Now, I need to talk to you. If you're watching this, it's not an accident. Jesus brought you here. To this moment. To this message. Maybe you're Muslim, and what I've shared terrifies you. You've been taught your whole life that Jesus is just a prophet. That Christianity is corruption. That leaving Islam means death and hell. I understand. I was you. I believed those same things. But let me ask you something. Have you ever felt empty inside? Have you prayed and heard nothing? Have you followed all the rules and still felt distant from God? Have you ever wondered if there's more love, more truth, more life than what you've been given? That emptiness? That hunger? That's Jesus calling you. He's been pursuing you. drawing you, waiting for you to turn around and see him. Or maybe you're not religious at all. Maybe you're an atheist, an agnostic, someone who thinks all religions are the same, just systems of control and fairy tales for weak people. I get it. I thought the same thing for a while. But here's what I need you to understand: Jesus isn't a religion. He's a person. A living, present, real person who wants relationship with you. Not rules. Not rituals. Relationship. And if you give him a chance, if you're brave enough to pray one honest prayer, he will show up. Maybe not in a dramatic vision like mine, but he'll make himself known. I promise you that. Or maybe you're already a Christian, and my story has moved you. You're crying right now, thanking God for your freedom, your Bible, your ability to worship without fear. Don't take it for granted. Right now, in Iran, in Saudi Arabia, in Afghanistan, in North Korea, in dozens of countries, believers are being tortured for the faith you practice freely. They're in prison cells, underground churches, secret meetings, risking everything. Pray for them. Support organizations that help them. Use your freedom to amplify their voices. And live boldly. Don't waste the freedom they're dying for. Don't practice lukewarm Christianity when believers around the world are paying with their blood to follow the same Jesus. Here's what I want you to do right now. If you're ready, if you're tired of emptiness, if you want to know the Jesus I encountered, if you want his love, his truth, his life, pray with me. It doesn't have to be fancy. Jesus doesn't care about eloquent words. He cares about honest hearts. If you're alone right now, say it out loud. If people are around, pray it silently. But mean it. This isn't magic. This is surrender. This is choosing Jesus over everything else. Pray this with me. Jesus, I don't understand everything. I don't have all the answers. But I'm tired of being empty. I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of running from you. If you're real, if you're really who you say you are, I need you to show me. I'm opening my heart right now. I'm inviting you in. Forgive my sins. Make me new. Save me. Be my Lord. My Savior. My everything. I trust you, Jesus. Even though I'm scared. Even though I don't know what comes next. I trust you. If you just prayed that, if you meant it, something just shifted in the spiritual realm. Angels are rejoicing right now. Jesus is celebrating. The Holy Spirit just took residence inside you. You're not alone anymore. You're a child of God. A new creation. The old is gone. The new has come. And yes, it might cost you something. It might cost you relationships, reputation, comfort, safety. It cost me everything I had. But I gained so much more. I gained peace that doesn't make sense. Joy in the middle of suffering. Purpose that transcends circumstances. A Father who actually loves me. A Savior who proved his love by dying for me. A Spirit who guides me daily.